Today I'm making a hammerhead shark in blockbench, which I'm going to test later on in Minecraft. I've started off with a dolphin and I've widened the nose, as you can see, to form the head of the shark, and I've squashed vertically the head of the dolphin a little bit where the blowhole is at the front to make it a bit more shark-like. And one final thing I've done is to angle the end of the tail, or the tail fin, backwards a little bit. And here I'm just deleting one side of the texture of the dorsal fin so I can make a nice triangle shark type fin. So I'll delete the edges here, as you can see, just leaving one side of the box with colour on it. And then I'll delete some of the pixels off that to make a nice sharky fin, like a nice pointy shape. I'm working on a regular vanilla resolution, so there's not going to be an awful lot of detail. It's like a vanilla hammerhead shark, kind of. Because I've deleted one side of the box, I'll need to move it into the center. And when you're doing that, it automatically snaps to the pixels, so I think you need to hold shift so you can just move it a little bit. This was just me messing around with the position, but I decided to stick with the original position vertically. And that is about the shape that I want, so I'm going to start working on the texture now. I'll delete the eye off the head because it's a hammerhead shark, so the eye should be down here on the front. And I'm recording this voiceover after making it, so I'll talk through some little mistakes I made. I had at this point forgot to turn on symmetry, so I went back and redid the eye with symmetry on just to make sure both sides are the same. There's a nice sharky mouth being drawn underneath with some teeth. Blockbench is super easy to use, and I'm using the entity wizard to do this, which I'll then export into Bedrock Edition to test in the game. That's it. For the sake of making a video, that's the quickest way I could find to do it. I didn't add any or modify the behavior of the dolphin, so basically it just swims around, and later on you'll see that I had to edit the animation of it as well, because obviously a dolphin's tail goes up and down when it swims, and a shark, being a fish, has a tail that goes left and right when it swims. There's some pink gums being drawn onto the shark right now, like when you see like in Jaws, or when you see a great white peeling back its lips so you can see its gums and its teeth. Do sharks have lips? I guess they do. Away with that blowhole, you're not a mammal. And as you can see, the fin is offset a little bit, so I'm going to drag it into the center now. There you go. That is about the shape that I was gunning for. I had to redo the eyes at this point when I remembered that symmetry wasn't on previously, so it only had one eye. That's 2 pixels of work done. Simple as that. Now what did I do? I added a little bit of highlight, or the back of the head wasn't filled in there because that was formerly the nose, so you wouldn't see that on the dolphin. And here's some gills being drawn on right now. Some little highlights in between the gills where the flesh or where the skin would be standing up a bit or protruding a little bit outside of where the slits are in its skin. And the fins, I wanted some nice swept back pointy fins like on a shark. So as you can see what I did there, I isolated the fin and hid the rest of the geometry. I think you hold shift and click on the little eye. It's either shift or control or alt, I can't remember. Maybe shift. I'm just deleting the edges because I just want one flat piece of 2D geometry for the fins, so I don't want the sides to show. Nearly there. I want it a little bit thicker than that. That's kind of like a tuna fin. Make it a bit thicker. Add a little highlight to the front edge of the fin. And a little slightly darker bit of shadow at the back. There we go, that is our shark fin. That just leaves the head texture is a bit flat, so I added a bit of highlight to the edges and also along the front. Didn't like that, made it a bit darker. And a little highlight on the top, that'll do. Okay, so now that I've done the fins, all that I need to do is the tail fin, just to make it match. So again, I'll just delete one side of this block that forms the tail fin, and then draw the shape that I want onto the other side, and then reposition it into the center. The edges, you need to get rid of them because they just look weird. It's quite hard to see which side of the pixels you've done, so I'm just randomly moving the mouse around. Okay, that's done, and I'll just reshape the design of it now to make it like a shark's tail fin. That will do, I believe. Then I'll make it all visible again so I can position that correctly. So it's 1 pixel to the side, so I'll just drag it into the middle. There we go. Now I believe the design is done, and I need to see, there's the dolphin animation with it going up and down. That is not what we want, so I cunningly selected the animations and swapped the X and the Y over, like it was set to rotate on the either X or Y axis. So I just swapped them over, so instead of going up and down, it'd go left and right. It took me a while to use a process of trial and error to figure out where I needed to copy and paste things to. And I just randomly chose this one, cut it, and then pasted it onto the other one. I think I made a mistake there at first and it wasn't working for me. And then I realized that you have to select the keyframe at the beginning of the animation, and see there's that bit of code there. And I just cut it and pasted it onto that side, and now you'll see that the tail part will move side to side, but the fin isn't moving side to side and the body's not moving side to side. So the next thing I did was find the keyframes on all of the other parts, like the head and the tail, cut it from the X axis, pasted it onto the Y axis. And there you go, side to side. And then that just leaves the actual body animation. Where I did just the same thing again, and then that's almost it. I just needed to, I wanted to stop the fins going up and down. I just wanted the shark to glide forwards with the fins in a fixed position, so I deleted the animation off the fins. So it just goes like that, and that is our animation complete. Let's take a look at that in the game. Let's spawn a shark, plop him into the water, and away he goes, spinning around. Have another one. Let's have a look as they swim above us. That is perfect. That's just what I wanted. Next up, next video, I think I'll adjust the behavior, make him hostile probably. But for now, I'm quite happy that I've successfully added a hammerhead shark to my Minecraft. There you go. Thank you for watching.